Welcome back. Joining us now on the phone, our correspondent Lena Bronsky. How are you, Lena?
Fine.
Great. So, what do you have for us today, Lena?
Hydrophobic mirror.
They need to make these window-sized. For all the windows on all the things.
It's called Rain-X.
Yep, but this stuff will last longer. I'm old enough to remember when Rain-X was first put on the market and still use the Rain-X washer fluid, but a sticky on the windows that would last longer seems a better use of my money in the long run.
Whoa, Rain-X washer fluid. Is it something I need in my life?
8 as good and 1 of the effort. Either way, I never use my wipers unless I'm driving slower than 3 miles per hour.
Yeah, if it's raining just speed up to 6 and the rain will be too slow to get you. Shitty life pro tips at S.
And 1 effort is even a stretch. For how easy and cheap it is, totally worth it. Next.
Laser printing on a shirt.
Does it work on skin?
Probably comes with skin cancer, but yes.
Only in Russia.
Now to figure out why someone in Russia is getting the NHL logo laser tattooed.
One of the biggest hockey countries in the world, maybe?
I think sports fans like to follow the best leagues, not just local leagues. Similar to how Americans watch more European soccer than MLS because the quality is better.
The Russian stars in the NHL are considered heroes over there. After Alex Ovechkin won the Stanley Cup with the Capitals this past year, he had countless parades and parties in his honor back in Russia. He is considered the second most powerful popular person in Russia now, only behind Putin. Next.
Ducks annihilate a bowl of peas.
Wow, their beaks must be so dirty.
By the end, I was thinking the peas were marinated in some Italian dressing or something and I had just not paid attention when it started.
Looks like they turned it into gravy.
Duck's the first gravy-making machine.
Thanks, I hate it.
Are there others?
Somebody give this man an upvote. Next.
100 feet wave.
This is Nazaré in Portugal. There's an undersea canyon which channels the swell energy and creates these very tall but very narrow waves.
There's even a 1952 ethno-fiction film about the fishing community of Nazaré and the dangers of the water. Unfortunately, no English subtitles.
Please ELI5 ethno-fiction. Googling didn't help this time.
To be more correct, ethnography is a research methodology. Anthropology is the study of people and cultures, and often uses ethnography as the primary research tool.
So like Nanook of the North documentary?
Cf. Made in Chelsea.
Next.
When art imitates life.
Source: Zach King. YouTuber, previously Viner. Does lots of camera trickery editing stuff like this.
I hope he got a great job at an animation studio or something. His work is really amazing.
He did actually act in some advertisements, including one for cereal, and another for a flight safety video.
Yeah, got really surprised to see him on Turkish Airlines safety video.
Joey, have you ever been in a Turkish Airlines safety video?
Ya ever see a grown man naked?
Do you, like movies about gladiators? Next.
Maybe the most beautiful shot of Falcon 9 launch.
This looks like some shit I'd see in a future sci-fi movie.
Yep, Everything beautiful about that shot is man-made. Brilliant stuff.
And in like 10 years it could be so frequent it goes into the "yeah, that's just the regular Falcon launch" category. Really awesome, I love we're heading this way.
Oh man, did the postal carrier launch already? I meant to send a package to your uncle on the moon.
It's okay, you can moon your uncle's package tomorrow.
Starship launch eventually replacing the Falcon.
Except the subtle color gradient of the sky in the background. Next.
Pouring water on hot sand.
Argifs that on too soon want to see that bowl in all its glory.
GIFs that start to attend too soon.
GIFs that should be videos but won't get clicks unless Reddit gets embedded native YouTube support.
Boost for Reddit is the app I use on Android. It has a YouTube player embedded in the app.
So does Reddit is fun.
And Reddit Sync.
Literally every mobile app for Reddit does. Plus on a PC, use Res for embedded linked video support. Thank you for joining us, Lena. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you for having me, Stacy.
And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Now you're going to hear a poem. The wild gazelle, the wild gazelle on Judah's hills, exulting yet may bound, and drink from all the living rills, that gush on holy ground, its airy step and glorious eye, may glance in tameless transport by, too, a step as fleet, an eye more bright, hath Judah witnessed there, and oer her scenes of lost delight, inhabitants more fair, the cedars wave on Lebanon, but Judah's statelier maids are gone, 3, more blessed each palm that shades those plains, than Israel's scattered race, for, taking root, it there remains, in solitary grace, it cannot quit its place of birth, it will not live in other earth, but we must wander witheringly, in other lands to die, and where our fathers' ashes be, our own may never lie, our temple hath not left a stone, and mockery sits on Salem's throne. If that high world, if that high world, which lies beyond, our own, surviving love endears, if there the cherished heart be fond, the eye the same, except in tears, how welcome those untrodden spheres, how sweet this very hour to die, to soar from earth and find all fears, lost in thy light eternity, 2, it must be so 'tis not for self, that we so tremble on the brink, and striving to o'erleap the gulf, yet cling to being's severing link, oh, in that future let us think, to hold each heart the heart that shares, with them the immortal waters drink, and soul in soul grow deathless theirs. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back. Let's have a look at some artworks. Houses at Auvers is an oil painting by Vincent van Gogh, painted towards the end of May or beginning of June 1890, shortly after he had moved to Auvers-sur-Oise, a small town northwest of Paris, France. His move was prompted by his dissatisfaction with the boredom and monotony of asylum life at Saint-Rémy, as well as by his emergence as an artist of some renown following Albert Aurier's celebrated January 1890 Mercure de France review of his work. In his final 2 months at Saint-Rémy, Van Gogh painted from memory a number of canvases he called Reminiscences of the North, harking back to his Dutch roots. The influence of this return to the north continued at Auvers, notably in F789, the church at Auvers. He did not, however, repeat his studies of peasant life of the sort he had made in his Noonan period. His paintings of dwellings at Auvers encompassed a range of social domains. Vincent van Gogh spent the early 1881 to 1885 years of his brief 10-year career as an artist painting in the Netherlands at Etten, The Hague, Drenthe, and Noonan, his last family home. It was in Noonan that Vincent executed F82 The Potato Eaters, which he considered his first really successful painting, while other early paintings of the time, such as F83 The Cottage Left, attest his sympathy for peasants and their way of life. Following the death of his father in March 1885 and ensuing difficulties and quarrels with both his family and neighbours in Noonan, Vincent moved first to Antwerp, Belgium, where he briefly studied at the academy, and then finally joined his art dealer brother Theo in Paris, France, in March 1886. The Madonna of the Book, or the Madonna del Libro, is a small painting by the Italian Renaissance artist Sandro Botticelli, and is preserved in the Pole di Pozzuoli Museum in Milan. The painting is executed in tempera on panel. It dates from between 1480 and 1483. The Madonna of the Book is a soft and elegant work, in which Mary and the Child are seated by a window in the corner of a room. She holds a Book of Hours, the Horae Vitae Mariae Virginis, prayer books for laymen common in the 13th to 16th centuries. The infant is gazing at his mother whilst she is absorbed in reading the book. The hands of both mother and son are positioned similarly, with the right hands open as in a gesture of blessing, and left hands closed. Symbolizing the Passion of Christ, the Christ child is holding the 3 nails of the cross, and the crown of thorns. These are probably later additions, added to make the message more explicit. This is the conventional representation in the Christian iconography. In addition, the fruit in the bowl has an emblematic meaning. The cherries represent the blood of Christ or are an allusion to paradise, plums indicate the tenderness between Mary and the child, and the figs are characteristic of the resurrection. Mary's blue robe, a color she is often depicted wearing, has the symbolic meanings of purity, heaven, and royalty. In this painting, as in Botticelli's other large series, the Madonna is portrayed as being serious, thoughtful and focused. Botticelli interprets the scene with a sensitivity and love for small details. The set of boxes and the maiolica bowl of lush fruits are depicted as a still life. The pages of the book, the garments, and the transparent veils exhibit a realistic tactile quality. We'll be right back after these messages.